Hey, it's Chaya, and I'm back with another episode of Unstuck and Unstoppable, a series created for people like me and you who just want to find a way out for once and for all from every single situation that we don't like. If you're here watching this right now, I know this was made for you. And today I want to talk to you about what I like to call my itty bitty shitty committee. The voices in my head that will sometimes not let me rest or let me do anything without beating me mercilessly. Do you have that too? See, even if you think you don't, give it a moment. Listen to what I have to say and see for yourself. You might just have it as well. Today is more of a identifying day, a day of getting the information you need and recognizing and starting to notice whether or not you have that. More of just an observational kind of day. And as we said in day one, we're just here. We're just committing to showing up. And when we show up all the way. So if you're here right now, just show up all the way and watch it completely. I don't care if you missed the last few days. I don't care where you're at right now. Just listen. All right? So over time, what I realized was this crazy thing. So especially during the dark years, as I like to call it, the years where I was doing drugs and alcohol just to try to survive through the days, what I realized was that the hardest part of getting out of bed, the part that would, knock me down and make me feel depressed, were these voices in my head that were telling me all these horrible things. They would tell me all the stories that happened, and they would tell it to me like I was the bad one. Like, and this is a known phenomenon that victims will oftentimes be ashamed of what happened to them and taking responsibility of what happened to them as if they were the ones who made it happen. Like many kids that were molested will talk to you about it with shame. They're embarrassed of it because in somewhere in their brain, they believe that they did it to themselves. They brought it upon themselves. They even have stories to prove it. But it's not true. We know very well that no kid, no matter what they do, no matter how much they are asking for it, deserves to be molested, right? So why do we understand that, and yet when it comes to our own stories of times where people mistreated us terribly, or just different kinds of abuse and traumas, why do we turn around then and we just put it on ourselves and we say like it was my fault? That's what I'm here to tell you today. That is the itty bitty shitty committee talking. That is them playing with your mind. The itty bitty shitty committee is a combination of all the bad voices you've ever heard from people, whether it was actually verbalized or subliminally internalized. Whether or not someone told you straight up, you're a fool, or looked at you weird, and I'm like, the hell is wrong with you? It doesn't make a difference. Especially as when we're kids and through through the years that we're actually becoming ourselves. If you were around people who tended to belittle you as a way to teach you, you have crazy voices in your head that are trained to belittle you. They were modeled belittling you, and they believe that by doing that, they'll get you to act the best version, to the most you can in the areas you need to act the way you're supposed to. They actually think they're helping you. You realize that? Okay, so I can go on for years on this, but I want to make this a little bit easier and a little bit shorter. So let's meet my itty bitty shitty committee. Let's meet some of the voices on there. So, hi there. I know you don't like when I bring you to the front, but I'd really like for you to speak to us a little bit today and give us a little background on when you were formed and what you're here to do. And yeah, will you please? Yeah, I really don't like when you put me on the stage. But since I know you're not going to turn this off until I speak, all right, so I was formed when you were around 6 or 7 years old, no, maybe a little younger. Well, I didn't want you to have to, I wanted you to not have to be the best version of you before anyone had anything to tell you. And I wanted you to, know how to do everything that they might want. So I wanted you to be able to expect everyone else's needs before they can ask for it or even know that they need it. And I wanted you to find a way to fill it before. And this way you become resourceful and people need you and people won't leave you. I just wanted to make sure people don't leave you so that you always have people there and that you have love. Thank you so much for joining us. I totally get that. Thank you. I just wanted to say one thing to you. I really appreciate everything you've done. And you are right that during that time I really needed to know how to fill other people's needs so that I could survive. And I appreciate that. But I want you to know that real love is not based off of filling other people's needs and knowing them before the other person knows them and dealing with them for them. Real love has nothing to do with that. Real love has to do with the needs of certainty, which is a need that's easy to fill without needing to overextend and lose every sense of self. I want you to know that scratch everything I just said. I really appreciate everything you've done for me. I really do. And if you're ready to step aside for just a few moments and watch what I'm doing with my life, I believe you'll be really surprised and really love it. And you'll be shocked that I managed to find love without needing to fill people's needs, without needing to lose every sense of self, which is what we used to have to do. You'll be really shocked, and I think you'll love it to see the new life that I live in. If you're ready to open up your eyes, I want to show it to you. I just wanted to show you a little inside of what happens and why it's really created. See, those voices that belittle us, they're actually not our enemies, and they're not there to hurt us, even if that's what they're doing. And recognizing that will change the manner in which you deal with them. Your itty bitty shitty committee, they're a combination of all the horrible stuff that were said or internalized in you throughout the years. And, at some point it came up as a protection. It came up as a way of protecting you, of preparing you for what might come next, preparing you of what you can do to be better. However, you don't need that form of protection, do you? But it doesn't know that, and fighting it or yelling back at it will not help. So, on those days where you start hearing your own brain telling yourself terrible things about yourself, I have it on a daily basis, 24/7. Like, literally, I can be busy talking and there can be a voice in my head that says, you're not interesting. Why do you think people and it'll just go on and on and on and on. And what I've learned is either I can fight it, which I sometimes do, and I get stuck in that quicksand, and because it'll always get stronger. What you resist persists. It's period. That's how it works. Period. Now, or I can let it, and I can be kind to it. I can understand why it's there. Why is it there? It's there because that's the way that was modeled to me. That's the only way I know. Doesn't have to be there forever, though, does it? So if it doesn't have to be there forever, time to let it go, don't you think? So today I just wanted to show you and pull back that little curtain and share with you what really happens in our brain and why it happens. And I hope that when you saw me connecting to my inner voices and the itty bitty shitty committee that I live with, I'm hoping that maybe at some point you're willing to copy that on some level and see for yourself what comes up, why they're there, and if there's any way you can find compassion towards them and understanding that they're just there to help, even if they're not helpful. Does that make sense? I hope it does. All right, you know what to do. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you here tomorrow. Guys, I am so happy to be here right now. You have no idea. I went to Puerto Rico for a couple of days, and I didn't get to sit and do it the way I would have wanted to. I had to prepare the videos in advance, which I see that some of you don't really like the idea, so I'm going to do it different next time. Either way, doing it right now feels really special and fresh, and I am looking forward to doing it again tomorrow. So, like and subscribe. I'll see you here soon.